Yo, what's up, guys? So I got a secret to tell you. It's time to get weird. No, I'm just kidding. I might have mentioned this, maybe, maybe I haven't. I don't know, but I can't read. I can't read regular books anymore because they make me fall asleep. Um, I mean, I did dive in a few books here and there, like books, history stuff, whatever stuff I like, and I find myself like nodding off. It's because of my circumstances. And everything in between. Bit of a late owl, so it doesn't really help. But yeah. Anyway, the point is, I've it's like bedtime right away as soon as I open up a book. Maybe I'll get back into it. Anyway, I found the perfect answer: audiobooks, and they're great. I'm sure you guys definitely heard about them. Like who hasn't? For me, it was like a gradual buildup. Went from like podcasts to audiobooks because I didn't know what I was walking into. Not too many people were saying good things. A lot of people were saying like, "Well, Lou, if you like college lectures, then that's your bag." And I'm like, "College lectures? That's boring as hell. What the hell?" But no, the truth is, some audiobooks, yeah, they do lag. They do sound like a complete run-on sentence. If it's the actual author narrating the audiobook, uh, his or her novel, he tends to be a little more animate. Sometimes they hire people that are animate narrators, which helps. For example, like I don't do just fiction, I do some nonfiction. Me being a huge Star Wars fan, I like to dive deep into the expanded universe. So I have a lot of Star Wars audiobooks, and that's when it's fun because especially if you have a great imagination, the narrator includes a lot of sound effects. It's just really like multiple characters, and he's able to because it's his job being a narrator and a voice actor, so he could project his voice in different pitches and sound like different people. So it's fun, it's cool, especially I've come across a audio drama too in the Star Wars realm where it's like a cast of people that bring a book to life pretty much. So you know I guess it's like listening to a podcast, just a lot more is going on because it's a book. And that's what I do. It's fun. If you're cleaning or working out, whatever, and instead of listening to like a podcast, you want to actually deep dive into a book. Check it up. I have two things I normally go to. One of them is audiobook.com, pretty generic title, but it's really cheap. I think it's like $5 a month. The other one is the obvious, the Amazon owned Audible, which I want to say maybe has a little bit more to offer, especially there's a lot of exclusives that they have. So, I mean, sometimes I deep dive in that, but it's a little more pricey, I think. So if I really want a book and it's only there, I'll just pay for it. But I won't do the monthly thing. But audiobook.com is where I spend most of my listening, and it's generally affordable. That's good. Definitely passes the time. So yeah, let me get back to, or let me start this topic. So yeah, if you guys are children of the '90s or early 2000s, you definitely came across the X Files. That's right, the series. You know, Agent Scully, Agent Mulder. How could you forget those names? Like, really, you know. But it was fun, and I remember my grandmom at the young age of 13 introduced me to it. There's a 13-year-old who should be playing outside. My grandma was like, "Hey, you like sci-fi? Check this out." And it was just kind of hook, line, and sinker. I didn't need much background. I kind of dove deep into. I can't remember what season because there was a lot of them. They're the '90s. I think they started in '93. I'm not sure, but it was so popular. Like there was movie spin-offs. I think a total of maybe 2 movies, 3 movies. No, I'm gonna say 2 movies and 2 series came back. I think Fox brought them back all the way up to like 2018, I believe, and it was cool. Like they don't age either. Like David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson, 2 great actors. I mean, I'm well aware they did other stuff in their life, but I'm always gonna know those two, actors and actresses for X Files. X Files was cool if you want to like escape, So like, um, basically, they were. For those who don't know, the X Files was based around these two FBI agents that were tasked together to create a task force to investigate unknown stuff like strange phenomenons, alien abductions, weird government conspiracies, and they would get wrapped around it. Sometimes it would be like life threatening, or they would, their own agency would like kind of like go against them or try to like, throw a red herring there, try and get them off the trail. But, they always had some kind of explanation at the end, and they always kind of made it out alive. Even though they're on the brink of death sometimes, they would figure it out. And, Scully was like the skeptic, and Mulder wanted to believe because he had this story where his sister was abducted by aliens, and he tried to, bring that to light because she's gone. And every episode, he felt like he was getting closer to that. And Scully was like, another one who I guess, like, I want to believe, but, what's really going on here? She was kind of brought things back down. She was, a doctor, scientist, whatever. And Mulder was just kind of there, I guess, not for a reality check, because he really, wanted to believe this was going on. He wanted to figure out if this was true or not. And he came close a lot of times, The movies definitely, brought the characters into a greater audience and a bigger depth of what was going on. But I mean, the series was where it's at. It was fun. There was like a spin-off series too, I believe. Millennium, I think, with Lance Henriksen. Cool actor. I'm not sure if it was related or from the same folks that did X-Files. I'm not really sure, but it had that same feel, guy, was like a PI or detective, whatever, investigating paranormal stuff. Sometimes would be, life-threatening. But, I believe there was like a science team that was based in the X-Files, and they had a series too, and maybe like a different, FBI agent duo took the place of, well, whatever. Anyway, back to my point here was the bulk of the series, X-Files, from 93 all the way to 2018. It was great. It was a great, escape from your average stuff like CSI or Law and Order or even ER. All great series on their own, but like, for someone who likes horror, who likes sci-fi or a good mystery, thriller, whatever, it kind of encompassed all these things. And it's from the theme music to the Smoking Man, these were all like iconic parts of this series that I kind of grew up with, and I'm never going to forget that. These actors have gone on to do other things, other series, but I'll always remember them from being, Mulder and Scully. And, from the, like I said, the theme music down to the, weird stuff they would get into. And I feel lucky, and the ones that are listening and probably seen the show or the movie, probably really fortunate that we actually kind of got a chance to, have such a cool show like that. I mean, that's not to say there's better shows out there now, but to last as long as it did and be kind of iconic, because I don't, people are always going to reference the X-Files. I don't think the X-Files is ever going to go away. Like, they might show it again. They might show like a movie here and there, but it's kind of like ingrained. Just, kind of like how, like, South Park is, or Family Guy. We might not see it all the time, but it's there. And it's kind of like wrapped around our culture some way or another. So, yeah, it's fun. And I just kind of want to share that with you guys. And maybe you didn't like it. I don't know. Maybe you grew up on something else. There was a lot more series between the 90s and late 2000s. But, I mean, ones that made an impact to me, that being one of them. Obviously the Drew Carey Show, Family Matters, God, what else? Arrested Development, Shameless, and a bunch of other stuff too I could name. But yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, Buffy and Angel, those were obviously very iconic. When I think of iconic series, I kind of go, because even if you don't want to admit it, you definitely grew up or at least seen an episode 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer or its spinoff Angel. You kind of secretly wanted to get them to get together, but it was there and it was entertaining. And it was kind of like, okay, what's going to happen next? And it was kind of like the deal with X-Files, except it was more on the adult side. And the fact that it was like a guy and girl duo, you did kind of want them to get together at some point. And yeah, there was moments. I think I think they had like a kid at one time, and the kid got taken, whatever. But it was expected, and there were some satisfying elements regarding the relationship. Some it was played off as very serious business, but then they would you would see a little flirting here and there. But anyway, I digress. I think it was very entertaining. It was cool. It was awesome to watch that growing up, and for it to be renewed to like 2 other seasons, later on down the line. So that was cool. It was a treat, But yeah, I hope you guys like this little talk. Please, share with me a story in the comments. Maybe there's another series that kind of blew your mind that you'll never forget growing up. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, and stay safe and healthy, guys. Till next time, I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.